some time to reflect on humanity and peace, not only throughout Montgomery County, but across the world. As a reminder, we have wonderful humanitarian quotes posted around the room, and we hope that you choose to share your reflections on the board in the back to add your thoughts about humanitarian and peace. We would like to bring now Joy West and Dr. Nick Arundel, our board members of Montgomery Sister Cities, to the stage. Let's give them a round of applause. And let's also try to lower our voices in the back as much as possible while still enjoying the tables.
Thank you. Okay. My first question to everyone is, what does humanitarian mean to you? What does it mean? What's the actual words mean? What does it communicate to you? So what I'll do, I'll try to define it in a way that I think it has its broadest context. The dictionary definition of humanitarian is a person who promotes human welfare and social reform. Someone who cares for others, especially those who are under-resourced and struggling. However, humanitarian action is often the result of societal trauma that encompasses and requires interventions which include humanitarian aid, humanitarian arts, acts, and humanitarian movements, which all center around helping individuals protect their rights, basic human needs, and provides individuals with the tools they need to sustain life. In a sense, that's what it really is. As we can see, these efforts globally, as well as within the local community, the needs to assist, the needs to be fearless, the needs to demonstrate our individual humanity to our brothers and sisters, regardless of societal barriers that prevent this need from being fulfilled. The goal is to help seek a more perfect union for all mankind, a union where we don't judge, but we restore our faith in humanity and continually serve ways to further assist. I think that was our central theme of the day. We hope our thoughts provide you with an opportunity to take interest in someone else's humanitarian needs, which is what this event is all about. I want to thank you for being here. We take and look forward. I want you to take a look around the room, take a look at the signs and the quotes that have been made by leading scholars, people who worked in social action environments, and people who have spent a lifetime caring about people. They all have significant meaning. And at this point, I'd like to ask Joy West to come up and tell us more about these quotes and why she selected them as they fit into the humanitarian thoughts. Please welcome Joy West.
At sunrise, Montgomery Sister Cities brought community members together as one, along with County Executive Mark Elridge, Council President Gabe Albanaz, Tacoma Park Mayor Kate Stewart, Maryland State General Assembly District 20 delegates Janelle Wilkins, David Moon, Laurit Shanurkian, Catherine Leggett, former First Lady, and other elected officials, as we walked in silence, carrying 52 colorful signs displaying powerful humanitarian quotes. The humanitarian messages were placed in Veterans Plaza, where they were on public display. The significance of Montgomery County, council members, Maryland state delegates, and the community coming together and walking in silence, carrying humanitarian quotes, was powerful, as the expression of humanity towards one another is critically needed. Montgomery Sister Cities was established to connect Montgomery County to the world by encouraging and fostering friendship, partnerships, and mutual cooperation through various exchanges between people of Montgomery County and people from various nations around the world. Council President Gabe Albornoz spoke to the importance of building bridges around the world. He noted that despite the challenges and the weight of life, we are reminded that we are all the breath. We breathe the same air. We drink the same water. And we breathe in the same way. He observed that there is so much more that unites us than divides us. County Executive Mark Elrich expressed the importance of Montgomery Sister Cities' efforts to reach out and link up with people in other countries and show we are all part of the global humanity. He said that we are in a position as one of the leading powers in the world and have the ability to help the causes that the people go through in this country, that they need the support. For Sister Cities, efforts in this county is strong, and as we have 5 relationships worldwide. The placement of humanitarian quotes, quotes of peace, quotes of love, and impactful and relevant for what's going on in the world today. It is relevant to what we are seeing in the state of Maryland, and it is relevant as to what we see going on here in Montgomery County. Montgomery Sister Cities was founded on peace back in 1956 by then President Eisenhower, and we are continuing that legacy. We are still human, and we deal with these things every single day. We are all here as one. We are all human, and I wish you carry this with you every day. In closing, it is significant that we come together as one on the 17th day of September, 2023, 236 years after the signing of the U.S. Constitution. For those of you in the back, may we have a moment of silence to honor our humanity. Thank you. Silence.
Thank you. We truly appreciate that gesture. At this time, I'd like to invite our County Executive, Mark Eldridge, to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
So I'm really happy to speak to you all today. Sister cities are important. I'm from Tacoma Park. I was on the Tacoma Park City Council. We established the first sister city was Santa Marta in El Salvador. But it was a frustrated relationship because the Salvadoran government had kicked Santa Marta and other villages across the Honduran border. And so while we tried to go to Santa Marta, we were never able to meet up with the folks who were from Santa Marta. And we did this, I guess it was 1988, in the midst of the wars down there. I saw incredibly horrific things happening, and it was a really eye-opening experience. If you've ever been pulled out of a vehicle and surrounded by guys in uniforms and black stuff smeared over their faces and machine guns pointed at you, you really haven't lived. I mean, it's an experience that is indelibly imprinted on my mind, and but it also reminded me how important it was to people to know that they had friends and they had support outside of the confines of their country. And so that trip was really important to me, and I look at the Sister Cities program as an extension of this idea that you reach out to people around the world, you try to build bonds. Sometimes they're strictly cultural, but oftentimes they extend to business and education, And so you try to strengthen other people with some understanding that you also strengthen yourselves. Being in this room with some of the people here is amazing, because I've talked to former students, and I've talked to parents of the kids I taught, which gives you an idea of how deep back and how long ago the diversity began appearing in the county, because I was a teacher starting like 1987 or 89. And so to see students from back then and parents from back then, we already know how much, we were changing. The population in 1970 was about 95% white, 4.5% African American, 0.5% everybody else. What's defined as everybody else right now is well over half the population of Montgomery County. So there's been a remarkable change in the county, and it's from all these communities that we've welcomed here. And I think it's one of the strengths of the Sister Cities program is that people come here because they know who we are and they want to be here, and it then blends over to other things we do. We're not just welcoming to the 5 cities we have, we're welcoming to people from throughout the world. So this spring I had the experience of going over to Taiwan, and we don't have a sister city in Taiwan. And we were there on an economic development trip. First day we sat in a room, we had invited people for tea, we didn't know who would show up, 50 people showed up. But the amazing thing was the number of people who talked about Montgomery County. I never thought I'd be sitting in Taiwan with people telling me about where they lived here, about graduating from Montgomery College, going to the University of Maryland, working at FDA, working at NIH. And they came here because it was a safe and a good place to be, and they were sitting in that meeting, and it wasn't scripted, and we didn't plan it, but they were telling the other Taiwanese businesses that this is a place you would want to come to, this is a place where you would feel welcome, and this is a place that you would feel safe. And so I think there's a real symbiotic relationship between the sister cities and the county's general approach to inclusion. It makes us more welcoming, and it helps us develop a national reputation, international reputation, for being the kind of place that you would like to go to. So I'm interested in renewing relationships in the upcoming trips. Like I said, we went to Taiwan where there was no sister city, and at the end of October and November, we're going to be going to India, we're going to Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Mumbai, and then we're going to Vietnam. And we expect to sign agreements with governments and with businesses in both places. And in the spring, we're going to China and South Korea, and to continue our work. A lot of this is driven by economic development, but it gives us the opportunity to tie in our sister cities, and so we can get 2 for 1 out of this, bring people to work culturally, as well as some of us who are working on the economic front. And then after that, the next 2 trips should be El Salvador and Gondar. So we should complete the circuit in the next few years, and I'm excited about being able to do that. I know how important we are to, El Salvador in particular, Morazan. We can offer a lot to those communities. In Ethiopia, we can offer a lot. I hope that the war comes to an end, and that this rather frustrating situation where we have a group of people who don't want to recognize the government, they have far too many arms and are tearing the country apart. But I am hopeful that we return to a more civilized perspective. There's too much to be gained, and one of the things I tell all our partners, whether it's the Chinese or the Indians, is that people who trade together are less likely to fight with each other. That when you have an economic interest and you bind up your 2 economies and your 2 peoples, there's a lot less incentive to go to war. Why get through war when you can get through peace? And part of the work, I think, of the sister cities was always try to bridge people and bridge communities so we have a greater degree of trust in each other, in a sense that we're both, all of us in this together. So that's sort of how I've been looking at this stuff. I want to thank Tracy Dixon for, you're still here, Tracy, if you're here. Wave your hand. If you're on the Sister Cities board, raise your hand so everybody can see who you are. And all 5 Sister City committees, I'm sure there are representatives from every committee here, right? So, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for giving me a few moments here. Thank Diane Vu, whose office continues to do support work for this. We are currently looking at what we can do to add some support funds to the Sister Cities program. We know there's some infrastructure needs we'd like to try to support and help you be more able to do the things that you want to do. So let's work together and have a happy rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. I'll be here for the dinner next Friday night. Thank you.
I ask Joy to come up and present a little gift to the executive.
You know, we always, our little team, you see us running around these little bandanas. That's significant. We all wore bandanas at our Walk for Humanity last year. And this year we changed the color, but we still have bandanas. And we have one for the county executive, our Sister Cities president, and the Maryland Sister Cities state president. And we also have one for all of our council members, okay? So wear your bandana with pride in Montgomery County.
Okay. Before we go further, I think I'd like to recognize Montgomery County, the Montgomery County Council. And if you're here, please let us show us your hands. And if not, well, I think we're going to just do something a little different. So at this point, then, I would like to invite Evan Glass to come up and say a few words. Who is the county president.
Yes, there you go.
You got it. Awesome, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It is so wonderful to be here and celebrate and eat and join all of you. I'll invite my friend and council member, colleague, Gabe Albanaz, to say a few words as well. But I just want to say how important this program is. And it's not only about sharing ideas and sharing culture, but it's about showing the world how open we are and sharing with everyone the beautiful diversity that we hold in our hearts here in Montgomery County, with 1/3 of our residents being foreign-born. It is so important to share with the world that we do not build walls around Montgomery County. We welcome everybody. And that is what this program really is about. And I'm going to share with you, I'll break some news to all of you. I just broke it to my colleague. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be going to visit one of our sister cities. I'm going to be going to Daejeon, South Korea, because they and their sister cities program is inviting all of their sister cities. They're inviting their legislative leaders and their mayors. And so I will be going to South Korea, spending 3 nights there, and I will have more jet lag than I know what to do with. But it is going to be really wonderful to meet all of our fellow brothers and sisters and siblings from around the world. And Daejeon, South Korea has a population almost like Montgomery County, more than 1 million people, and it's a science and biotech hub. And I know we're going to talk a lot about jobs and about science and how we can continue working together so that all of our residents can live safely in our beautifully diverse community. And so with that, I want to bring up my colleague, Gabe Albanaz, and then I know that they already presented the proclamation, but we'd love to take another photo with you all as well.
Hello, good people. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estamos? Thank you for feeding us, not just with food, but with your humanity, your culture, and your love. This is one of the most important programs that we have here in Montgomery County and was transformational to me personally. I had the opportunity both times the county was able to visit Morazán, El Salvador, to experience for myself the importance of building bridges and collaborations, not just among governments, but among people. And I will never forget, there was one of many indelible memories that is just embedded in my mind. We were in a school, and the entire school had prepared for our visit. We presented with them sports equipment and a lot of other wonderful goodies. And I remember my good friend, Delegate Ana Sol Gutierrez, asked the kids, how many of you have a mother or father in the United States? More than half of the children in the entire school raised their hands. That stuck with me because it is important for us to better understand our residents here in Montgomery County by knowing where they came from, by knowing the paths that they took to get here. It makes us all stronger and richer as a community when we take time to have the true and authentic empathy to understand that our values here in Montgomery County hold so strong across our world. And as Joy mentioned, and Joy was taking copious notes, which I'm very impressed by, but what I said was, and it's so true, we do all breathe the same air. We drink the same water and we bleed the same way. We must come together. And I look forward to hopefully going next year to El Salvador and maybe another Sister City trip too, but we have to keep the momentum going and this wonderful organization strong. Thank you all so much for your leadership and direction. We will now present this proclamation and take a picture.
Thank you, Councilmember Gabe Albornoz and Council President Evan Glass. Can we please have all the board members come back to the front? We're going to take another picture. We know that we might have lost a couple of our council members, but if there are any, I don't think there are any council members here at the moment. County Executive, Mark Elridge, we would love you to join us, please, for this picture. Thank you. Is our Sister City International President still here, Dr. Ricky? Okay.
And the county executive.
He's on the way.
Come close, come close. All right, I'm at the front. Quickly.
That was a
Thank you to the entire Montgomery County Council. For those who don't know, we would like to just independently acknowledge each of our illustrious county council members, starting with our council president, Evan Glass, at large. We also have Montgomery County Council Member at large, Gabe Albornoz. We have Council Member at large, Lori Ann Sales, and Council Member at large, Will Jawando. Councilmember Marilyn Balcom over District 2. Councilmember Andrew Friedson, Vice President. Sorry, we're skipping Andrew. Andrew Friedson, Vice President, District 1. Councilmember Sydney Katz in District 3. Councilmember Kate Stewart, District 4. Councilmember Kristen Mink, District 5. Councilmember Natalie Fani Gonzalez, District 6. And Councilmember Don Ludicki, District 7. Thank you all.
Thank you. We should give them all a round of applause.
Thank you.
We have a few performances lined up. Don't forget to take a moment to reflect on the humanitarian codes all over the whole room. Grab some food, drink, and also the coffee ceremony. Next, we would like to invite the chair of Morsal El Salvador, Janet Noltenius, and Roman Santiago to the stage, please.
Dr. Janet Noltenius.
Lilo, bienvenido. Welcome, Lilo. We had the pleasure this afternoon to introduce one of the best artists in town. I love his performances all over. He has been an activist since the 90s in Mount Pleasant, when the Salvadorians went to the streets and asked for the rights after the It's a big immigration coming from El Salvador after the Civil War. Many then came to DC to live. You see, that's what happened when you have a civil war. So, and Lilo is ready to sing for us. And then, Janet, you want to add something else?
One of the things about Lilo is that he has several records, both in English and Spanish. He is a composer, he's a musician, and he's also a man of goodwill. He has been visiting different countries, including, lately he went to Vietnam as part of this humanitarian interaction between communities. So we're very proud of Lilo and his performance. So here you are.
Thank you.
One more thing. This coming Friday, right here in the same spot that we are here today, from 6:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have a wonderful, amazing group of singers, and they're called Grupo Miel, and we're having a dinner fundraiser for the work that we're doing as a committee in Morazan, and it is in support of scholarships and support for students who are trying to make it into the university and have also technical careers in this very poor area of the world. That's our sister city in Morazan, El Salvador. So we hope that you can come, stop by our table. We have more information about this event, and we hope you can join us. Thank you very much. And here is Lilo.
Ready? Hello. Okay, great. Gracias. All right, are you ready? All right, sing with me. You are going to repeat. Hola. Bonjour. Buenas tardes. Good day. Guten Tag. Konnichiwa. Ciao. Salam. Dobre día. A todo el mundo decimos hola. Yeah. We come from different places, from all around the world, and speak in many different ways. Something may be different, we are children just the same, and we all like to sing and play. One more time. Hola. Bonjour. Buenas tardes. Good day. Guten Tag. Konnichiwa. Ciao. Shalom. Dobre día. A todo el mundo decimos sin chao. Ni hao. Oh, that's a perfect. You know, I teach children, and that's what I do. But let's do this song. I think what Ciudades Hermanas and what you are doing, it is an amazing job. It's an amazing work, you know, bringing people together and building a better world. So, cause we are rainbow, a human rainbow, and when we blend ourselves together, then the world glows. We're different sizes and shape and color to make a rainbow. We need each other. Can we try again? Cause we are rainbow, a human rainbow, and when we blend ourselves together, then the world glows. We're different sizes and shape and color to make a rainbow. We need each other. Ready? We need each other. Thank you very much. I will do two little more songs, just a little bit. The next one is from El Salvador. Chalatenango, tierra bendecida, nidito tibio del jardín de Cuscatlán. Desencantadas, calles empedradas, te dan la gracia de muchacha virginal. Los clarineros dan la claridad, despedazando la hora matinal. Y el río Lempa, lento y callado, en el reflejo de su cara de cristal. Y los domingos, tus indiecitos llevan petate y cantaritos, lindas hamacas, bien pintaditas, que al corazón le inspira una canción. Y los domingos, tus indiecitos llevan petate y cantaritos, lindas hamacas, bien pintaditas, que al corazón le inspira una canción. Y para terminar, una canción que todos conocemos. Are you ready? This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf water. This land was made for you and me. Esta tierra es tuya, esta tierra es mía. Desde California hasta Nueva York, desde los bosques hasta los mares. Esta tierra es tuya y mía también. As I was walking the ribbon highway, I saw above me the endless skyway. I saw below me the golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. California to New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf water. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Thank you very much and keep working hard to build a better world. Muchas gracias. Thank you, brother.